from the Painted Pineapple, and I am in my workshop today working on a custom piece, and it is a lovely mantle that is going to be hung up above a buffet, and it is painted in Fusion Mineral Paint and Cranberry, and because of all of these really gorgeous details, I want to add some stain and finishing oil onto this just to kind of bring them out. So what that does is it kind of acts like a glaze, or even a wax would simulate the same look. But I really do love working with this product, and I'll show you why. So this is what it looks like. So Fusion Mineral Paint Stain and Finishing Oil. It is a penetrating oil, but it works fantastic on top of Fusion Mineral Paint as well to get different techniques. This one we use an awful lot as our glazing. So basically, you open up your tin, you want to give it a really good stir, because you want to be able to get all of the good bits that have sunk to the bottom. Give it a good stir and pour it out. Here I've poured some out into just a little pie plate. I probably got more here than I need. And I am using a flat 2-inch brush to do this with. This is the one I really enjoy using. It's a Fusion Workshop brush. And what I like about it is it just doesn't carry a whole lot of product, and it's got a very flat end on it. So I want to soak it into here, and then I want to take some of it off. So really, I want the bristles to be saturated, but I don't want too much on my brush. This isn't really dry brushing. I'm still going to lay it on all across, and it's going to settle into all of the cracks. It's going to settle into brush stroke that's left behind, or any texture, any little nail holes or things, so that it'll really antique and really bring out the dimension. I started to do it on this side here, so I'm just going to continue along and show you guys how I do it. Simple, simple, simple. So basically, you want to just kind of paint it on. Looks really dramatic and really scary. So you want to have, blue shop towels work great, but you can use any lint-free cloth. And you just want to get this in and try to wipe it back as soon as possible. So I always have a few of those at the ready in case I need a fresh one. So you can see how it's just kind of resting in behind. And the more I wipe off, the harder I wipe, the more I'm taking off. The lighter I wipe, the more staying behind. And I'm just going to do this back and forth across the entire piece until I get the look I want. So you can go back in if you feel that you want to accentuate one area. You can just go in, kind of tilt this up so you can see. You can kind of just go in if you wanted to. That's what I really like about this 2-inch brush. Just go into the crevices and add a little bit more if you like. And you just really are going to play with it until you are happy. Now, being an oil, you want to make sure that you've got some solvent. So Fusion has an odorless solvent, and that actually is what you would use to clean your brush out when you're finished, or if you get it, you know, on your hands, or if you want to even wipe some off your piece, you could actually go in and take some off as well. So I'm just going to keep wiping this around. And this is kind of the easy part because, you know, you're guided by all of these lines that you're following. But let's say you come to a flat area like this right here, and you're thinking, geez, like, I don't want it to look black. So again, I'm going to tap off, so I'm taking off a lot of oil. And here is where it gets creative, and you can put as much or as little on as you want. I'm going to go in with a clean cloth just to make sure. So you can choose at this point to just kind of, you could dry brush it along, almost like this, where you're just seeing little streaks. You could do that, and then you could wipe it back a little bit and leave it in that nice kind of striation, or you can kind of just massage it around a little bit, which is what I tend to do so that it doesn't look so kind of fake. You want it to look nice and soft. And you got to work fairly quick so you can keep layering it. You can even go in and do a little bit of just kind of feathering it a little bit, you know, just kind of going in a rotation, blending it out a little in some areas. So if you decide that you want to go back and add more later, you can. That's no problem at all. What you do have to be mindful of is when you're using this, though, it takes about 8 to 10 hours to fully dry. And you've got to be a little mindful of that, because if you decide to come along and add more to it when it's too soon, you could actually rehydrate the first coat and lift some of the product back. So you really want to, you know, kind of get in there and do what you got to do, and then leave it alone for a bit. And if you feel like you want to go back in, like I say, give it about 8 or 10 hours and you'd be good to go. Every time you lay it down, you're going to want to go back in and kind of give it a little wipe back. Let's see how soft that blends in. Now, I'm using the ebony one, which is black, which looks fantastic on red. But if you were working with, let's say, a light gray or a mid-tone color, it's available in 5 different colors plus a clear. So you can go in with a white to get a really nice beachy look. There's a driftwood and cappuccino, which is a brown, which looks lovely and really looks like an antiquing wax. So I'm just going to finish this up, and hopefully you guys have found this helpful. Thanks very much for watching.